Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. The Wildcats have been their own worst enemy during this losing streak. Now, to take nothing away from the teams that have beaten them, most of these problems have been self-inflicted. As they like to say, they've got to get themselves off their own schedule, meaning stop making unforced mistakes and see if they can finally get a W. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA college football action coming up next with Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I will see you at halftime.
And now let's head down to the coin toss, and is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Both teams are lining up for the kickoff, and we're just about set to get this one underway. And he got all of this one. Great kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. So let's see what the offense can do as they come out onto the field. Complete. He's got room. Knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
He made a really good move at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes all you need to do is throw off the defender's timing just a little bit at the start of the play.
1st and 10. Ball on the 45.
Check. 36. Here we go.
He might have a chance. To the 20. To the 10. Touchdown. Big play.
That was simply sensational running, and it shows you what kinds of major things can happen when you have a good ground game.
And he tacks on the extra point. Here's an update from the studio and Reese Davis.
Let's check in on the SEC. And for Vanderbilt, they've dropped 2 straight.
Ole Miss lines up for the kickoff. He just drills this one. He's to the 10. He makes it to the 18-yard line. The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive. Wilkerson's the kind of guy that could end up with some national honors because right now he's leading the conference statistically. So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 18. Nice run there. Douglas gets about 4 yards on the play. Looks like he flinched down there on the line.
False start, offense.
It'll be 3rd down again after that penalty.
Yeah, now they have more yards to pick up for the first down.
From their own 17-yard line. 3rd down. Quick throw out to the receiver, incomplete.
They looked a little sluggish on that series. I'm curious to see if they pick things up when they get the ball back.
Williams is back deep to return the punt. punts it away, and there's no hang time on this one. Williams fields it at the 48. He makes it out to maybe the 33-yard line. Not a bad return.
It's early in this game, so the defense can still have an opportunity to make some adjustments. But if things don't turn around in a hurry, it's really going to start to affect the psyche of that defensive line.
2-yard loss for the halfback. From the 35-yard line, it's second down. Ole Miss is up by a touchdown. He's on the run. He's taken down at the 27-yard line.
That's some dirty running, computer.
He passes it. He almost had it, but it's incomplete. Fourth down. So the kicker comes out. He'll try to put 3 points on the board. Ole Miss can make this a 2-possession game with this field goal. It has the distance, and he nails the long field goal. And he's got to be happy about that kick.
Oh, no question. This kid is just a solid kicker.
10-0, Ole Miss. Ryan gets set to kick this one away. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. He's to the 10, heading for the corner. Across the 30. He's taken down at the 40. They need to show a little giddy up now, because if they don't start eating into this deficit, they could easily fall out of the game. And he's immediately tackled. There was a defender right in his face that time.
Yeah, but great concentration by the receiver to come away with this ball. Nice job.
From the 41-yard line. First down. Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. And they make the stop at the 18. Slings it. He's tackled at the 17-yard line.
Maybe.
That brings up second and 9.
It's second
Maybe
and
it was
9.
there, I don't know.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
Run it. Easy, 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 easy. Tiger.
Throws complete, touchdown. And for Fisher, he continues to rack up those impressive receiving yards.
This is a pretty staggering career figure he's coming up on. To even be this close tells you how skilled he is at catching the ball.
The draw within a field goal. And he adds the extra point. Time for an update from the studio. Reese, what have you got?
Georgia and Florida square off in the Florida-Georgia game. The Gators continuing to pound the rock on the ground and score a touchdown.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Excellent kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Just about ready to call the first play of this drive. They were able to pick up a field goal on their last possession. Ole Miss is up by 3. He's to the 40. And he hits him hard at the 50-yard line.
First down.
From midfield, first down.
What up? What up, Matt Wayne?
Tackle at the 48. He scrambled, but he didn't get much.
Brad, this defense reacts too quickly for a scramble like that to work. He needs to spread them out a little bit more to try to create more room to run.
On play action, he'll scramble. He's at the 30. Tackle made around the 29-yard line.
That's a first down.
Stop the play action part.
From the 29-yard line, it's first down. They'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Pickup of a yard for the tailback.
Nice tackle there from the freshman, coming down from his position at safety and making a solid tackle on the ball carrier.
He gets out to about the 14-yard line.
Oh, come on, man.
That makes it first and 10.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 14. Ole Miss is up a field goal. Here's a handoff up the middle and no room to run.
That makes it second and 10.
They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers. And he's tackled at the 10.
Gotta come up and make that tackle.
From the 10-yard line, it's third down.
No, I saw it. Come on. No, I saw it.
Touchdown.
Damn.
He makes the PAT.
We get the in-man #1.
And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. He's to the 10. He gets out to about the 15-yard line. It's not quite a blowout, but unless they do something here, it might turn into one.
Well, I love the toughness here by this quarterback, sitting in until the last second, trying to make a play downfield, only to have this defense get to him. Got to do a better job maybe feeling things out a little bit, but at least he has the awareness and a toughness to sit in that pocket.
From their own 15-yard line, second down. He lets it go. And he's taken down at the 40-yard line. A heck of a play by the receiver.
We talk all the time about the emotions of college football. This play was definitely an emotionally charged play. What a way for the wideout to make a statement in this game.
He's wrapped up for the sack.
The defenders played the snap count perfectly. They found the path into the backfield and didn't let the quarterback get away.
Defense looking for another sack in this second down and long situation. Catches it, and he's looking for more. Brought down at about the 37-yard line. Throwing left. He's got it inside the 30. Touchdown, Wildcats. And for Fisher, that gives him a share of the school record for career touchdown catches.
He's caught touchdowns in just about every conceivable way. But I'm sure having the record to himself would be even more important.
Here's the extra point to draw within 3 points. He splits the uprights with the extra point. Campbell has the ball all teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off. He's to the 20. They'll bring him down to the 24-yard line.
I think this defense right now needs somebody to try to lift up their spirits. They seem to really be just out there kind of going through the motions. And I think the last time they were out there where they gave up such a long drive has had an impact and an effect negatively on the psyche of this defense.
The scoreboard lit up in that first 15 minutes. The Rebels lead 17-14.
Nice little big
Back to
hit.
the action now here in the second quarter. Ole Miss has a 3-point lead. The halfback with a carry. And he is drilled at the 24. They couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
I don't think they did a very good job of selling the pass. The defense was able to read the play and come right in there and make a nice stop.
It's 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. It's caught. First down, and he's out of bounds. And this one could be on the defense.
Pass interference. Offense.
They'll line up for another 3rd down play because of the penalty.
Well, here you're in a 3rd down situation, and then someone makes a mental mistake. It makes your blood boil if you're a coach.
So with the penalty, they've got 3rd and a mile. He's out to the 30. He lost the ball. Scooped up by the defense. And the booth is going to take a few looks at this to see whether or not the ball came out before he was down. They're going to review this fumble, and I've got to tell you, I think he was down before the ball popped loose.
I don't know about this one, Brad. They called it a fumble on the field, and they need indisputable video evidence to overturn this call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So after review, they decide that this call should be reversed. First down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 35. Ole Miss holds a field goal lead. And now he's got room to run. At the 30. Down the sideline. The 10. Touchdown, Ole Miss. And he hits the PAT. It was a quick 3-play, 55-yard drive, and that's good for a touchdown. Ryan has his kick team lined up, and he is set to kick this one off. He sends this one deep. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. Kentucky's gotten the play out of their quarterback, and you expect that that was going to happen. But, I mean, what is happening here? Somebody else is going to have to come to the forefront, or this thing's going to be over.
If you would have told me before the game that this quarterback would have played like this through the first quarter and a half or so, I would have thought this team would have been leading this game. But you're right. Something has got to happen where his teammates, the rest of this group, they've got to raise.
And it's intercepted by the senior quarterback. And down he goes around the 47-yard line.
That's the last thing they needed to happen was an interception. They're trying to fight to get back into this game, and to have that miscue, now it's really up to their defense to try to help them out.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. A quarterback in the gun with 5 receivers. Falling back, complete. He's taken down right around the 38-yard line.
At the 38-yard line. That brings up 2nd and 1.
It out to about the 37-yard line. And they keep it on the ground for the first down.
Nothing too fancy here. The key is that the running back was able to convert the first down.
From the 37-yard line.
Okay, I didn't have any problems in the first quarter.
First down. He's at the 20. He gets out to about the 17-yard line.
They've obviously found a formula for moving the ball against this defense. Let's see if any adjustments are made before their backs are really against the wall.
Here we go. Check, check. Let's do.
Touchdown, Rebels. Converts the extra point. So a 4-play, 47-yard drive. And it's good for 7 points. So the score now, 31-14. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. He's to the 10. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. On the throw, incomplete pass.
Was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 20-yard line, it's 2nd down.
It's a bad play overall by the offense. The quarterback's doing everything he can to be able to make the play work and try to execute. The problem is the offensive line did not do a good job protecting him. They're very fortunate that ball wasn't intercepted.
Wide open, incomplete. Williams back to return it. Gets it away. It's low.
This is why special teams is so important. The punter just gave his team great field position.
The offense really came up with a nice drive there last time out, and most of those yards came through the air.
This defense needs to improve from front to back. The line needs to put more pressure on the quarterback, and the defensive backs need to stick it to these receivers with tighter coverage.
And he shoved out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
That makes it 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Ball on the 27-yard line. Complete. He's got room. He's tackled right around the 36-yard line.
Very solid gain through the air. I'm impressed with the poise of this quarterback and the ability of the receiver to keep his concentration and get his hands on the football.
Man left, man left. Four down, four down. Check 99, check 99. Ready, 980, wide.
That's a great tackle at the 34. 2-yard loss for the halfback. So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4. Fires quickly, and he's got his man. Got an opening. And he's finally knocked out of bounds at the 20.
F me. Just screw me.
He's scrambling. And they make the stop right around the 20. From the 20-yard line. 2nd down.
Check three. Ready, 390.
Tackle made at the 19. Complete, and he's hit hard. So the field goal unit is on the field. They'll try for 3 points. Might have been some early movement up front.
False start, offense.
Sometimes what happens on a false start is a lineman will see movement on the other side of the ball and be coaxed into jumping early.
He gets it up, and it's good. Let's go to the studio for this Reese Davis update.
Let's check out what's happening in Auburn. And for Arkansas, they've won 2 straight. And for Dickerson, an outstanding performance with 3 touchdown runs. The Razorbacks victorious by 14.
Ole Miss to kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. It's still only the 2nd quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. He's going to air it long. Can't connect.
Smith was the intended receiver on the way. That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 25. And they get nice yardage on that run. Douglas gains about 4 yards on the play. The Rebels taking their first time out of the half. tackle in space.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So the offense will move a little bit closer with that penalty. First and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line. Scrambling around. Looking for the corner. He's out of bounds around the 37-yard line. So the quarterback picks up about 8 on the scramble. They go with a screen here, and the halfback's got it. And he's tackled at the 36. And they'll look to convert here on another third down. And he's level at the 26-yard line. They'll bring him down right around the 18-yard line. And this is the 8th play of the drive. So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers. Puts it right in his hands. Touchdown. He makes the PAT.
Be great for a nice little turnover.
Campbell is lined up to kick this one off. He really got a hold of that kick. He's to the 20. He's tackled at the 22-yard line. Well, the points are coming like snow flurries in the winter.
And we still have time to go here in the first half. Who knows? Maybe we can get a couple more touchdowns out of this.
We're set to get restarted as the offense looks to build on the success of their field goal on the last drive. They come out in a 5-wide set. Complete, brought down, nothing doing. So it's complete, but they didn't get much there.
And that's because the defense was just waiting on it, and they attacked. The quarterback should have found somebody else downfield.
From their own 25-yard line. Second down. Kent on the handoff. Nice run, and he's brought down. Kentucky will have 1 timeout remaining.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Fires out to his receiver. Tackle at the 33-yard line.
That is just sound, fundamental football right there, making it look so easy.
From their own 33-yard line. It's first down. He makes his way to about the 45.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Now he tries to buy some time. And they bring him down for a sack on the play. Well, we played a half of football. The Rebels with a 13-point lead. All right, Reese and David, thanks, guys. Second half action just about ready to start here. Excellent kick. And they can forget about returning this one.
What up, Josh? How you doing?
There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. And he's tackled after positive yardage. Second and 5. Ball on the 30. And he's taken down at the 40.
What up, man? Just trying to get out of the doldrums with my Kentucky team.
To that quickly. Brought down around the 42-yard line. From the 42-yard line. First down.
What's going on tonight with you?
There's a strike complete. He's down.
With you. Oh, can't do that.
Tackled after decent pickup.
Oh, we pushed. Good.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 28. With a quick throw. Caught out in the open. Touchdown, Wildcats.
What team are you over there? Fresno?
And he tacks on the extra point. A nice 6-play, 74-yard drive. And they come away with 7 points.
Brad, I thought the offense did a really nice job of mixing up the play calling on that drive. I thought the defense was on its heels most of the drive because of the versatility of the offense.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The Wildcat staff has got a winner on their hands. You've been around kids like this. They're just fun to be around.
They're fun to be around, and I think it's infectious. His attitude, I think, permeates throughout this entire offense and really throughout the entire team. It's no wonder this team is so competitive with him at the front leading the way.
5 wide. Throws on a run, and he's got his wide receiver. The 50. He's knocked out of bounds at the 35.
First down.
Not complete.
Now it's first and 10 after the big pass play.
Broke up a screen.
Ole Miss up 6.
Dude, been light out. 14 to 15.
Wants to throw outside, and he's immediately tackled.
First down.
Somehow I gotta get a turnover. Make them
Gives
kick
it up the
this
gut.
right here.
Nice run there. So the old draw play gets him a good 7 yards.
That'll bring up second and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on second down. Throws complete, touchdown.
I like how the quarterback, the offensive line, and the receivers made a concerted effort to get into the end zone.
And he hits gets the PAT. A 4-play, 75-yard drive, and that's good for a touchdown.
Boy, that is scoring in a hurry. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
Ryan has his kick team lined up, and he is set to kick this one
Damn
off.
it.
He's to the 10. Across the 30. Across midfield. Inside the 30. To the 10. And they're going to bring this one all the way back. Touchdown! Don't get too excited at home, folks, because I think this one is coming back. Here it is. That one's going to put them way back.
You just can't block a player from behind like that, or it's going to cost you.
That sucks.
Not much of a problem getting the ball in the end zone on their last drive as this quarterback just picked apart the defense.
And it was a really nice drive, too, Brad. The quarterback got into a nice rhythm and did a good job of picking apart the defense.
Quick throw onto the receiver, incomplete.
Thompson was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 21-yard line. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. Douglas picks up about 4 yards on the play.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Four down
They'll
territory.
spread the field with 5 wide. He steps out around the 30-yard line. Willis picks up about 5 yards on that hookup.
That'll bring up 4th and 1.
So it's 4th down, and the offense is still on the field.
Easy.
Gets out to about the 31. The short yardage defense here. He's tackled around the 33-yard line.
Gaining 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8.
From their own 33-yard line. It's 2nd down. He passes it. Open man, and it's his wide receiver. Down the sideline. Spectacular play, and now it's 1st and goal.
That makes it 1st and goal.
Easy. Tiger.
And down he goes around the 6-yard line.
Gaining 3 yards. That brings up 2nd and goal.
They're at the 6. It's 2nd down. Touchdown, Kentucky. And he converts the extra point. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Wildcats have really surprised everybody in this football game.
They have not been intimidated at all, which is great to see. The attitude and effort of this team put them in a position where they got a shot to win this game here in the 2nd half. The last time out, they were able to pick up big chunks of yards through the air. You wonder if they'll go back to that same strategy, or will they start to lean a little bit more on their ground game?
He's to the 40. Makes it out to about the 43.
First down.
From their own 43-yard line. First down. Ole Miss with a 6-point lead. And they got him.
Love an aggressive mentality from a defense. They brought the safety on the blitz, and he was able to get through there and get all the way to the quarterback for a big loss.
Here's a throw, and it's almost picked.
And I don't know if this quarterback misread the defense or just made a poor decision, but that wasn't a pass he should have thrown.
Third down, and they need to get it inside the 47. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Crosses left, intercepted.
Holy cow, hell froze over. We got a turnover, baby. Holy cow.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 47. Passes left, gets it out to the halfback. And they make the stop around the 39-yard line. Throws complete. He's got room to work. Tackle made at the 27.
There's very good chemistry between these two. They like to run through all their routes before the game. And I have to say, they looked sharp before this one even started.
From the 27-yard line, it's first down. On the ground, right side. He's taken down around the 24-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Runs left and can't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, did he play that perfectly or what? As a linebacker, you have to be able to read the offense and make a quick diagnosis, which is exactly what he did on that play.
Third down now. They need to get it to the 17. They come out in an empty backfield. He's going to try and scramble. He's under some heat. And they push him out right around the 22-yard line. It's been an offensive explosion through 3 quarters of play. We head to the 4th quarter. The Rebels in front by 6.
Man left, man left. Two down. Hey, check, Mike. Omaha! Omaha!
And he's tackled at the 9-yard line. We got a tie ball
Let's
game.
go. Let's go.
Trying to take the lead. Here's the extra point. He makes the PAT. So that's a 7-play, 48-yard drive. And the result, 7 points.
Brad, I thought that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of showing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
Gets out to about the 21.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Still first down.
Back to the action here. Tight ball game in the fourth quarter. Both teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball game. They'll bring him down right around the 34. Second and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 34-yard line. Dumps it out left to the running back. And he's shoved out of bounds around the 48-yard line.
First down.
My damn corner.
They'll work the left. He fights forward to around midfield. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
Nice play here by the senior to make the sure tackle. It's not very often that someone's able to shake this guy.
From the 50. Second down. He's on the run. Knocked out of bounds at the 48. Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun. 5 wide receivers. And a quick throw. That's a great tackle at the 40-yard line.
Gain of 8 yards. That makes it first and 10.
From the 40-yard line. First down. He's at the 30. Look at the power. He gets hit out of bounds at about the 11.
Son.
First down.
Backs they got that can break 100,000 tackles.
From the 11-yard line. First down. Lost the ball. Fumble. Recovered by the offense. And this play is number 8 on the drive. Great pressure on the quarterback forced that incompletion.
Boy, they really pounded him on that throw.
So another third down here, and this time it's 3rd and long. Now we'll see how the backup can do after that injury. He's in. Touchdown. And they take the lead.
What the hell, dude?
And they're looking to get 2 points here. He's in for the conversion.
It's easy.
Ryan ready to kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And they can forget about returning this one.
Well, this is a very competitive game. Just when you think one team has gained the advantage or the momentum, the other team comes fighting back, and it's going back and forth. This is almost like a basketball game.
Things aren't tied, but they might as well be. It's this drive that could really dictate the tone for the last quarter. And he's taken down at about the 33-yard line. Nice pickup as they connect on the pass play.
Well, they look to be in sync right now. They're both reading the defense properly, and the result is a nice game.
Pulls it in, and he's in the open field. Tackle at the 43-yard line.
What up,
Flag
Jason?
on the play. Let's see what it is.
Personal foul. Clipping. Offense.
That's frustrating for a coach when you preach fundamentals every week and then have someone called for clipping. That penalty really is going to set them back.
So it's second down now, and they need about 4 yards to pick up the first. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Give to the tailback, and he's met in the backfield.
That makes it 4th and 4.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. Less than 3 minutes in the game. Brought down to the 37-yard line. Good outside run there. Douglas gets about 4 yards on the play.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
It's 2nd and 6. Ball on the 41-yard line. He's tackled at about the 47-yard line. He's got it with room to run, and he hits him hard at the 42-yard line.
Any offense is predicated on being able to move efficiently like this.
You like that? You like that?
It's 2nd down, 5 to go. Ball on the 42-yard line.
Let's go!
Quick out to his receiver, and he tackles him hard at the 33.
Appreciate it, Cass. Scrappy.
That makes it 1st and 10.
And this is the 9th play of the current drive. Just under 2 to go in the game. Got a man tackled for a loss.
It ain't go as planned.
That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15. Ball on the 37. A quarterback in the gun with 5 receivers. Fires it out. And down he goes at the 27-yard line. This is the 11th play of this drive. He scrambled. make the stop at about the 19-yard line. The Wildcats taking their first time out of the half. First and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line.
Easy, 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 easy.
Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. He steps out around the 10-yard line. Play 13 of the current drive. And that sets them up with a first and goal. Well, this is it. They've got all 4 downs to get in the end zone. Watch out for a pass play when you're in a goal line D. Touchdown, Wildcats. Here comes the kicker to try to tie this game up. And they're going to take a timeout here and let him think about it. We'll be tied with the extra point. He got it! Late in the fourth quarter, and with that score, we are now tied. And the way things are going, we might be going to an extra session or two. Ole Miss is going to have to use their second time out of the half. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick. He's to the 20. And down he goes at the 29-yard line. Late here in the fourth quarter now in a tie football game. And it looks like, barring another score, we might be headed to overtime. And I think they're going to take one last shot at the end zone here. Once and all, going deep. Missed him. Well, that's the end of regulation, and this game is still unsettled. So we're going to overtime. Back to the action here, and we get ready for overtime. Gets nailed, and it's intercepted. He might take this. He's at the 20, inside the 10.
Something good happened, baby.
Kentucky.
Let's go.
Wilkerson's performance, one for the books. We expected it to be great, and it was.
Isn't it fun when you know coming into a game that you think a player might be able to kind of step up and separate himself from the rest of the pack, and then he
That's
delivers?
something I usually
Well, it's
have
been a
with
real
some
pleasure
meat.
just sitting back and watching him perform
The
today.
other way around.
That's going to do it for this presentation of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, this is Brad Nessler saying
man.
goodbye.
Cass, let me show you this pick earlier, though, that they had. go to that interception. I shoot. Let me see this pig. I got that dude streaking buck naked on the right side, and I throw the interception to the left. It was. Oh man. Very pro style vertical threat. If I see color even leaving, I'm bombing that baby. I just can't get people off the field. Solid, Douglas. Oh, they gave him a pick there. Alright. That was a big time dub right there. Needed that. No, I wouldn't say big time. It was just a much needed dub.